Let's take our seats, please. Beautiful. Good. Is it afternoon or evening? Good evening, everyone. I thought there was an icebreaker. Was there no icebreaker? You didn't break any ice. It's not fully broken because the people are not greeting me back. Come and break the ice again. How are you guys? Are you great? Wonderful. Have you been enjoying yourselves with my wife? Did you have some good sessions? Wonderful. So today I'm going to talk to us on living an authentic life. Living an authentic life. What did we learn last time? What are we talking about? I was not here. What did we learn? Anybody can raise a hand and say what they remember. What did you learn? Yes. What's your name? Tato. Self-belief. Okay. Oh, there was integrity and what? Values. And what else? What else did you learn on self-belief? If you're there, you better have something to say. What else did you learn? Were you not there? Okay. So we're just going to be building up on what was taught last time on developing self-belief. We are talking under the theme of self-mastery. And we have indicated that until you can master yourself, you will not be able to master anything in life. The greatest mastery in life is not the mastery of a skill, but the mastery of self. When people don't master themselves, they can have the skills and become destructive because the skills that they have can be used, if there is no discipline of mastering your emotions, they can be used in destructive ways. That is why you can find somebody engaged in gender-based violence, right? Because you are stronger than this woman muscle-wise, and you don't have mastery over yourself, your emotions, your thinking abilities. Your emotions are able to hijack you. You do something that you are not proud of. If you don't master yourself, you can have the skill that can make you the money. But since you don't master yourself, you use the money for your destruction. So what is important is that every individual in life must develop the ability to master themselves, mastering their thoughts, their emotions, mastering their decision making, mastering their responses to life. Everyone is going to experience life. We're all going to get hurt somewhere in life. We're all going to get hurt. It is not what happens to us that matters, but rather how we respond to what happens to us. There is no lover who's going to be 100% correct and loving you all throughout, never giving you an issue. In fact, if you find somebody like that, they are fake. You are not twins. You are not born from the same woman, same father and mother. So you got differences. There's going to be some level of friction. But it is not what your partner does that matters. It is what, or rather how you respond. Right now in our nation, going through what you're going through, and the government is talking about there is no money, there are issues here and there. Look, every nation has their own fair share of problems. The issue is how are you going to respond? And your responses are based on how you master yourself. Unfortunately, some people, because they don't master themselves, they wake up when it's already late. They react. I'll try to use these two words, reacting and responding. Reacting is being under the influence of a situation, whereas responding is the intentional action that addresses the situation. So when somebody experiences something that they don't like, you step on them by mistake, and then they jump and they insult you. And then later on they come and they're like, hey, I'm so sorry for the way I acted earlier. What happened to them? They reacted and they did not respond from an intentional and or a sober mind. When we don't master ourselves, we react more than we respond. That is, the situations get the best of us. We react based on the situations and we always regret our reactions that I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have talked like that. I shouldn't have taken that decision. When people get money, it's month end or payday, because they don't master themselves. What happens? They make impulsive decisions. You go by the shopping mall, you see one shoe, immediately you want to buy it. There is no budgeting, no discipline, nothing. And that's why self-mastery is very, very key. Self-mastery is very, very key. And to get into the levels of self-mastery, you must understand yourself. You must believe in the person that you are, as the presentation of last week. You must learn how to believe in yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, it is very important to know this. Nobody owes you to believe in you. Nobody owes you to believe in your dreams, to believe in your ideas, to believe in the person that you are. And so you must be your number one fan. You must be your number one motivator. You must be your number one hero. I've said this statement before. Every idea is at the mercy of the thinker of that idea. And every idea needs a hero. And the hero will be the one that thought the idea. Have you ever had an idea that you thought it was so good, no one will say no to it? Only for you to present it to probably a friend or somebody that you wanted them to assist you with some resources, and they don't see it as you see it. And you're wondering how. Maybe I'm talking at something like business, but even at a normal level of you thinking, I like this girl, we can be good together. She's cute, I'm handsome. She's doing law, I'm doing engineering. Imagine, lawyer, engineer, what a combination. I'm a doctor, she's a nurse. You have a vision. You see where this could take us. And the girl just says, no, I don't want to get married in the same industry. Same industry. You are a guy, you take good care of yourself, your nails are on point, you always shave. And the girl says, I give the red flag. And yet in your mind you thought this could work. No one owes you to believe in you. Not even your dad, your mom, not even your siblings, not even your friends. Look, it will be good, it will be great if they do. Perfect. No problem. If they believe in you, well done. But you may reach a level in life where the people that you thought will come through for you won't come through as you expected them to, including your wife, including your husband, including your children. They may not see things as you see them. You just want to have this law firm and you call it Ramorapi and Partners, and then you want your children to also be lawyers so that they can take over and get into this as well. And one of your kids says, an influence. This is a generational wealth. How are Papa? This is my generational joy. I want to discover myself. So it becomes important for you to learn how to believe in yourself. And it takes intentionality. The intentionality of working on your mind. An average person has a challenge of accepting who they are or what they have as something that is valuable. We would rather believe in other people's gifts except ours. We believe that other people are more smarter than we are. And what comes natural to us, we think it's not all that. It's not that important. Anybody can do it. I want you to be so confident that you look like you are proud. I've said it before that if your confidence does not look like pride, you are not yet confident. Nobody owes you to compliment you that, oh, you're looking good today. You're smelling nice. You do your hair, you expect your boyfriend to say, baby, what a nice hairstyle. And the guy doesn't even recognize that you changed your nails from green to red. He doesn't even recognize. O tla nna o ntse o riana moririana gore motho a bone. O tla nna o ntse o riana motho ga a bone sepe. Baby, is there something different that you are seeing in me? He's like, no, o tshwana hell. Oh, baby, terra, baby. And he's not recognizing. Learn how to speak well to yourself. Learn how to congratulate yourself. Learn how to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I am smart. I'm intelligent. I am handsome. I am good looking. I am the man for the job. These things that when people compliment you, oh, what kind of a language is that? That's not the language of a person who's going to win in life. Nobody asked you where you bought it, even if it was cheap. But not everyone's body can flow with this dress like it is flowing with your body. So you're not going to minimize yourself. It's too good to be true. I deserve love. And the highest form of love. I deserve the attention. And you find somebody who gives you attention, you're like, it's too good to be true. Every Monday, he buys you flowers. Red flag. I saw a post on Facebook. This person said, I don't mind the way my I think they said boyfriend, if I'm not mistaken, the way my boyfriend is. And they said, but there's something fishy about him. Like this guy never cheats. I'm not saying you should cheat, but there's nothing I ever suspect. I'm not saying that, I don't want him to cheat on me, but I'm just saying that there must be some issues. But I'm not saying that he should, but I'm saying that, why is he too good? He never shouts at me. He accounts on his whereabouts. But why can't he be like a man? Like, what is your definition of a man? She's like, why can't he be like a man? Like he should. Why can't he be like a man? And I'm like, look at how people have defined life. How have you defined life? Have you defined life that the best things in this life, they belong to you? I've said this statement before. Whenever there is a product in the market, there will always be somebody who will afford that product. Even if it's one of one product, there will be somebody who affords it. It might as well be you. If Bugatti releases 10 cars and they say we're going to have these cars by 2027, 10 of them will be bought before they are even made. 2 of 10, 7 of 10, 9 of 10. The people that are able to afford those products are not peculiar from the rest of us. This is one thing that I said in some of the sessions before, and my wife likes quoting it. She's releasing her next book on potential very soon. And I said the statement that authors of books are no different from any other person. They are ordinary people that believed in their thoughts enough to document them. Have you ever read something in a book that you once had that thought and it was just an original thought? You didn't watch anyone on social media who said that statement. It was just a thought that you had when you woke up or when you were just busy with your day-to-day work, and then you see it in a book somewhere written by someone. And you're like, but I had this thought before. The difference between the author and yourself is that the author believed in themselves enough, believed in their thoughts, believed in their knowledge to document their knowledge, to publicize their knowledge. There is so much that you can do. There is so much that you can achieve. It's at the mercy of how much self-belief do you have. May I say this to you? The more you grow, the higher the chances that you will live a monotonous life. It's all about going to work, going back home, paying school fees, buying grocery, paying for utilities, and that's it. The more you grow, if care is not taken, you stop dreaming. You stop dreaming. Because you used to dream, and maybe because of the challenges of life, some of the dreams did not come to pass. And because they didn't come to pass, now you have decided to just be ordinary. Because dreaming has caused you more pain. So I might as well just be ordinary. When you are in high school, probably you are dreaming that you are going to, your first car will be a Mercedes C200 or a C63 or whatever it is. And later on you realize that to get a C63, you must have a certain affordability. There is something called a bank. There is something called a credit score. Now you begin to reduce your dreams because of the happenings of life. And you begin to say, as long as I have a car that can move me from point A to point B, I'm fine. Dr. Miles Monroe, a great mentor of mine when he was still here on earth, and today I still refer to his books. He said, the richest place on earth is not the gold mines in South Africa, the diamond mines in Botswana, or the oil wells in the Middle East. No. He said, the richest place on earth is the graveyard. Because in the graveyard, there are songs that were never sang. There are books that were never authored and or published. There are ideas that never saw the coming forth of such ideas being a blessing to the world. Why? Because people did not believe in themselves. There are others who can do a better job than I can. Have you ever seen some people that they could be in a relationship, a young lady and a young man, and this young lady sees another girl hitting up on their boyfriend, and they are like, he's gone. She's better than me. She's more cuter than me. She's more, in fact, she's the type that he would go for. Why would you not believe in yourself in that? Why are you deciding to go for the easy things in life? Don't propose a girl that is an easy catch. Go for the girl that makes you to sweat overnight before you can ask her out. Don't go for an easy catch of a guy. Go for the guy that when people see you with him, they ask you, how did you get him? If your life is understandable to the ordinary person, you are not living an authentic life. People should ask you, how do you do it? Because you have decided to be a joyful person. You have decided to be a happy person. You have decided to shelve anything that would make you sorrowful and to handle it later on. Not that you don't go through issues, but you have decided to live an authentic life that fits the person you want to be. And people think that you never get hurt, you never go through anything. No, it's not that I never go through anything. I just decided what kind of a life I want to have. I decided to be happy. I'm not going to allow my partner, I'm not going to allow my academic record, I'm not going to allow my boss, I'm not going to allow my job, my business to dictate my mood. My mood is dictated by my self-decisions. It's my choice. Now listen to this. If you take a bunch of bananas, if I had thought about this before now, I would have come with the bananas for this illustration. If you take a bunch of bananas and you put them on my right side, and then you take $1 million and you stack it on the other side. Yeah, if I had thought about it, I would have brought $1 million and stacked it here, and a bunch of bananas on this side, right? And then you take a monkey and you put a monkey right in between. Guys, we all know what's going to happen. Where will the monkey go? Between the bananas and the stack of $1 million, where will the monkey go? To the bananas, right? Because the monkey has been conditioned that your survival is the bananas. So the monkey is not even aware that the $1 million can buy it a banana plantation and it can live off of the bananas for a lifetime. So the monkey will go to the bananas because it's conditioned that way. How have you been conditioned by life, by your upbringing, by your environment? So much so that because you have not defined yourself, you go for the things that are so minimal, that are so low life, because you are thinking, I gotta survive. So you are survival driven. I was reading some documents from the statistics of the country and all of that, how many Botswanas we have, or the population of Botswana. I think they said that Botswanas that are living outside Botswana, they are around about 8,000. Botswana who stay outside Botswana, by 8,000. That's a small number. Now, of the 8,000, 5,000 of them saying they stay outside Botswana, they are staying in South Africa. The second place where most Botswanas are will be the UK, with around about 800, 900 of them. Now, most of these Botswanas that are outside, half of this 8,000, they went outside for school. It's not that they went to explore life and to do life. They went for school and they are coming back. And they are coming back. The president was talking the other day, I think he was in Switzerland or something like that. Was it Switzerland? He was talking the other day when he was in Switzerland, he was talking about how we, as Botswanas, we did not have certain situations like South Africa or other countries where people had to fight to get whatever it is that they needed. The comfort of this nation, what has it produced out of you? Is it a dependence mentality on the government, so much so that when the government is not able to do certain things, we think it is over, it is finished, we are done? Gone are the days when we used to think that, oh, our population is just around about 2 million, 2.3 million. So when you have a product and you are bringing out some product, you have a small reach based on the population. Now, the technology that has come into the world has made the world a global village. That is, your products can be made in this country. Your customers don't have to be the 2.3 million Botswanas. You can send your products to Germany. You can be shipping all the way to Malaysia. You can be shipping to America or anywhere in the world through e-commerce. But how have you been conditioned like that monkey? How have you been conditioned? I'm in a small environment. An average Botswana will be scared to go to Johannesburg. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. I've been driving to South Africa, I think, since 2000 and I'm trying to think about it. 2000 and probably 2009 or something. I'm yet to have an accident there or a hijacking or an incident of armed robbery or whatever it is. But look at how somebody's mind has conditioned them to think, no, don't drive to Joburg. In fact, don't drive a Botswana number. If they see you are a foreigner, and when I'll be driving down, I'll be going with my Botswana car, with the Botswana plate numbers. How come you have not explored the world? My first time I went to Dubai was in 2015, February 2015. This is like 10 years ago. And I remember when I came back from Dubai, one of my proteges said, "Hey, sir, you are so bold. You mean you went to Dubai?" I said, I went to Dubai mentally before I went to Dubai physically. I watched so many documentaries about the tallest building in the world. I said the Burj Khalifa. Some people say it's the Burj. Burj Khalifa. I watched those documentaries, how it was constructed, and all of everything about it. So much so that when I got to Dubai and I went to see it and I paid some money to go to the top, I was bored when the guy who was what do you call them, like a tour guide, when he was taking us through the building and saying some things, I'm like, I know this. I left them because it has the elevators that from the ground floor, the elevator goes to a certain level, and then you have to get off to get into another one to go to the top. I left them and I went by myself. I just went there to see physically what I already knew in my mind. Your authentic life begins in your mind. It does not begin on your outer world. It does not begin in your outer world. In fact, most of the times, your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. The reason why people attract nonsense partners is because in their minds, like the post I just mentioned earlier, why is this guy not cheating on me? You get into a relationship expecting to be cheated on. You get into a relationship expecting to be fighting all the time. Your authentic life begins on the inside. It does not begin on the outside. No matter how much money you will have, you may not be as happy because happiness is not an outside job. It's an inner job. It's not a money thing. It's not a what have you achieved. It's not a what kind of a car do you have. It's not a how many countries have you been to. Haven't you heard of people that own private jets and for whatever reason they committed suicide? They're like, this guy, you are so rich and you kill yourself, leaving all this money to show you that money is not everything. Haven't you seen the most beautiful women being left by their boyfriends? And you're like, this guy is so stupid. How did he leave that girl? That girl is such a catch. If I had that one, even if she cheats on me, I won't leave her. But beyond the looks, there is something called personality. And the way we relate, does it fit me or not? What has conditioned you? The world is getting younger by the day. What do I mean by that? More younger people are making it. We will use the money terms as a proof of making it. More younger people are making it in the world. And they have the chance, the space, because of the development of technology and other mechanisms that enables young people to also participate in building the world. Out of just content creation, Mr. Beast has become a billionaire. Mr. Beast has become a billionaire for being a content creator. I was hearing the other day, I think it was I saw this clip, it was a clip on TikTok by McG, or McG of the podcast. And McG was saying that Black Coffee makes 500,000 pounds per night. When he's booked in probably Ibiza, 500,000 one night of just going there. Please open your converters and tell us how much 500,000 is. That's like probably times 20. That's like 5 million times 2. That's 10 million pula. One night of Black Coffee going there, one hand. And the guy makes 500,000 pounds. Like what? Who would have thought that just mixing some music will make you? They said that you are playing. Musician. How much more would you talk about the influencers? Look at how the marketing world is changing completely right now. There is something happening in South Africa right now because I'm in and out of South Africa. We are establishing some work there. And I study a lot about the South African world and how things work there. So they checked in the money space and they realized that advertising marketing companies making a lot of money, they were paying taxes, right? Now, the same companies are not paying as much of the taxes that they used to pay. In trying to trace where then is the money that these companies used to pay as tax, they realized that they are no longer getting the kind of business that they used to get from the traditional marketing advertising. Because now, most companies are not going the traditional route. Most companies are going through what you would call influencers. So influencers are making a killing. Let's just say 30% of everything that the traditional marketing companies used to make has gone to the influencers. But the influencers were not regulated. So which means that they were now, the money that they were losing through tax is not coming to them via the influencers. They had to come up with other platforms to say, we are now regulating influencers so that we don't lose that tax stream. Through influencing and people following you online, What is happening? People that did not have a chance now have a chance. I don't necessarily have to go and do marketing at the university. We're not saying that education is not important, but you just say people don't follow you because of your degrees. You can just come on TikTok and then the camera is there and then you turn, you face the other way and then you shake your boom boom like that. I wanted to do that, but I didn't know how you're going to react, so I didn't do it. You just turn and then you just shake it and then you get 1 million views within one day. And then you come and you are talking like I'm talking. And you just get 5 views. And you are thinking, but I'm bringing out some gems. Like, these things will change your lives. The other girl she just undressed. What's wrong with her undressing? The fact that even when she undresses, people are able to watch. That's a compliment all by itself. Because it's not everything you watch. So don't down talk the stuff because it doesn't look like you. It is them. Am I advocating for people to be naked online? Well, everyone is securing the bag, whichever way they want to secure it. So girls, secure the bag however you want to secure it. In the acting space, they are crying. I hope my time is not... Okay, let me finish up. In the acting space, they are crying that influencers are getting their jobs because they went to school to do theatrical whatever, and studies. Now, these people, they can play good roles, but they don't have a following. Me, as a producer, executive producer, I also want my movie to have viewership, right? So if I want my movie to have viewership, what am I going to do? I may skip the guy who went to do drama at university, and I will go to the girl who has 3 million followers. When she gets online and say, I was in this movie, immediately people are going to the movie and I make a killing. So I don't care about the skill of drama. What am I trying to say with these things? I'm not endorsing any of them. I'm just saying the more we go in life, the more life is balancing us. And no one has an excuse of why they are not making it. No one has an excuse. In the same vein, whatever it is you are doing, whether it is turning away from the camera and shaking your boom boom, whatever it is you are doing, just ensure that it's your authentic self. Because many people are doing things that are making them the money, giving them the reach, and yet every moment they get off the stage, they are crying. Look what I have become. I've become this girl. Don't think the girls who are, what do they call them? Slay queens. The slay queens, probably that they are going to be slay queens. Maybe because of life situations, it led this girl to date a married man, to date a sugar daddy, or whatever it is. They may probably have not started out wanting. They were good girls growing up. There is one girl in South Africa. What's her name? Something Bougie. Cyan Bougie. Yeah, the girl is a pastor's kid. Cyan Bougie is a pastor. The dad and the mom are pastors. She grew up in a Christian home. Only for her to do a BBL. Don't ask me how I know she did one. I heard somewhere. I heard. Yeah. So it's not that everyone, sometimes life can push you to the point where you do the things that are not authentic to you. If you have not defined yourself, if you have not defined your values, if you have not defined the brand and the kind of a person that you want to be, then life can define you. It can push you into things that you never thought you could be. A lady who's standing at the red light street or a prostitution corner, it's not that she wanted to be there. Maybe she lost her job, has 2 kids to feed. And the family at home in the village, they are looking up to her. She's in the city, and she ends up doing the stuff that she's not proud of. This is why you must define your life in advance. When people come to you and present you with the kind of opportunities, if I was to call them that, the opportunities that may put you in trouble, you have already defined yourself, your non-negotiables. There are things I will never do to secure the bag. This is my authentic self. This is who I am. Don't get into a relationship with a person that your friends like. The person is not in a relationship with your friends. They are in a relationship with you. Everyone can say, oh, you look alike. And yet you know this guy is abusive. Dump that son of whoever so that you can continue with life. Phew. Dump them. Live a life that is authentic to you. I'm not going to allow anyone to abuse me. I know what my authentic life is. I'm not going to get a job by wrong means. I'm not going to bribe. I'm not going to blackmail. I'm not going to sleep with a boss for me to get a job or a contract. I'm not going to betray someone and pull another person down so that I can get into their space. You must define that about yourself before you get there. By the time you get to those moments, those crossroads, you have values that are guiding you. You have principles that are guiding you. So you don't necessarily even have to think long, how am I supposed to respond to this? Because you already know it's a given. It's a given. A man is looking at you and asking you for sexual favors before he can give you a job. You have already told yourself, I will never do this. Your response is impromptu. No, I won't do that. Well, you won't get the promotion. Thank you very much, sir. The fact that you are thinking about it is a sign that you have not defined your authentic life. That somebody can say to you, falsify the document, and you are thinking, let me think about it. Let you think about it. Our president spoke about the audit. They said by the end of this year, by the end of this year, the audit, he said it's going to be brutal. It's going to be very devastating. Yeah. Sometimes when people are under pressure to live a certain life, they become corrupt. You must define yourself that these are the things I will never do to get by. You must intentionally explore yourself. Intentionally define your values. Until you have defined yourself, you may always live less than what you are able to live, or less than your potentials. How then do I live an authentic life? Let me close with this. Number one, how do I live an authentic life? Value creation over success. Value creation over success. Now, let's understand this, ladies and gentlemen. If you are success driven, you may end up cutting corners to succeed. For example, they would define success as achieving a desired goal, right? If right now my goal or a person's goal is to have $1 million before the end of this year, and then they realize it's October, and they find some friends who say, hey man, we found an opportunity to do something. To do what? Hey, monna, what are we supposed to do? Well, we can do a heist. What will be my share? $1 million. When this person thinks that their goal for the year is to have $1 million at the end of the year, and they go ahead and they engage in the heist with the rest of their friends, and they get the $1 million, have they been successful in the goal that they have set? Yes, they are successful. They are successful. Because they have reached the goal that they had. How they reached it is not the issue. This is why your success must be from the platform of value creation. When you create value, you arrive at success without you wanting success. Success should not be the primary goal. Instead, you should focus on creating value in life. Anybody that comes into your life, what do they stand to gain? Any organization that engages you or that hires you, what do they stand to gain? Any person you relate with or you become a partner to, or your children, what do they stand to gain? You as an individual, how much value do you have that you know yourself? The moment I get into an environment, this is what I'm bringing to the table. They asked on social media, what do you bring to the table? Don't say you are the table, please. You are not the table. Bring on the table. What are you bringing to the table? Your emotional state, your mental health, your brilliance, your intelligence, your tenacity, your personality. How have you built yourself to be to be a person that adds value. Anytime you add value, success will come naturally. If you want to live an authentic life, always be driven by adding value. As a student, as a worker, as a child, to your parents, add value to the family. Make your family proud. Where your parents know that if we give this one the assignment to do this or to do some chores, we know it's going to be done. We are not saying you are always, goody-goody child, but most of the times it is known this is who this person is. Your value must be defined by who you are and what you want to be associated with. Number 2, how do I live a meaningful life? Set meaningful goals. It is important to set clear and meaningful goals. You get into the sports world, you are playing soccer, I love soccer, you're playing soccer, you watch soccer. There are goalposts. You can't have a soccer game without goalposts. Then who will win? Are we just here to be kicking the ball? There are goalposts. And there are rules that are set to ensure that these are authentic goals. There are times that people can score a goal, but there was a foul leading to the goal. Even though you scored the goal, it's going to be disallowed because you did not follow the set rules. So set meaningful goals. When I say I have achieved in my 20s, this is who I will be. When I say I will be in a good space by the time I reach 21 years of age, this is how I should be. By the time I'm 25, by the time I'm 35, by the time I'm 45, an average person has no goals for their lives. Let me give you my personal life. Some years ago when I was turning 30 years, I remember they organized a birthday for me, my wife and my family members. They were there at my house and cutting the cake. Just when I finished cutting the cake, it dawned on me. This was like 2 days before my birthday, my actual birthday. And on a weekend, it was a Saturday. It dawned on me, you are 30. I literally had a panic attack. I left everyone at my house. I got into the car and I drove off. That day, it so happened that I think Zebras was playing Bafana Bafana. So I got on Facebook to check, is there anybody who is selling tickets? And I found one guy at Grand Palm. So I drove there and I got the tickets and I went to the stadium. It was the tickets for the grandstand. When I got there, I went to a different stand. I wasn't even going there for the soccer. I sat there, people were making noise. Me, I'm in my world because I am 30. 30 was scaring me at that point. I am 30. Till today, I don't remember the score of the game. But people, I just remember they were shouting and singing. And I told myself that day, when I was driving back home, I said, between now and when I turn 40, I'm going to maximize on my life that by the time I turn 40, I will be in the place of fulfillment and I'll be happy with who I am as a family man, as a husband, in the platforms of my vision and this everything that is me. By the time I was reaching 40, I was the happiest guy. I gave myself 10 years. I remember one time at church, I taught on the next 10 years, how to draft your life in the 10-year space. And I defined how my health should be. I defined how my finances should be. If you have not set meaningful goals, you are living an aimless life. How do you even measure how far you have come if you don't have the goals that are showing you whether you are doing well or not? Both my European teams over the weekend lost. Manchester City and Barcelona. 1-0 and then 2-1. Nonsense weekend it was. You are playing soccer, it's 90 minutes game. The other team can score on the second minute when the game is starting. And you know that we have 88 minutes at least to come back. By the time the game is on the 88th minute and there are 2 minutes to go, in fact 10 minutes to go, you start sweating. Because we are seeing the reality. This thing, we may never come back. We may never come back. You start drinking more water. Because now there is time allocation. And you are seeing the goal score and how it is. Right now, it is towards the end of the year. What are your goals for this year? Are you getting there, or you are now in the last 30 minutes, 20 minutes of the game? And so you pick up, you will see the coaches on the side wanting to change tactics and substituting this player to put this one so that this one probably can give us a greater chance of winning. Where now you can evaluate yourself and say, I am not about to reach this. Why don't I put this in place, put that one in place? This one has not worked for me. You must set meaningful goals for you to live an authentic life. Number 3, develop a positive mindset. A positive mindset is crucial for becoming a person of value. You must cultivate optimism and resilience. A positive mindset is your personal choice. A positive mindset does not mean that you won't go through anything. It simply means that you have built yourself to remain positive, even in the midst of negative occurrences. And that takes me to point number 4, be a lifelong learner. Like I said earlier, we are all going to experience some unpleasant happenings in life. I'm going to say this as I will try to be nicer with it. Sometimes depression is a proof that you have not built your emotional state before this happening. So when whatever happens to you, whether the loss of a loved one, whether the loss of a job, or whatever it is, it overwhelms you. It's bigger than your emotional stamina. And so you drift into this dark space because the situation hits you at 50,000 units level, but your mind can only accommodate 20,000 units. And so you drift into depression. Depression doesn't announce, I'm coming next week. I do counseling. Most people that I talk to, that they will tell you that depression, you just wake up and find yourself in there. Or you can just wake up, you are fine, you go to work. Just when you get there, you just enter. You are just in this dark space. It's like you are suspended. It doesn't announce itself. And so you must build yourself against such happenings by being a lifelong learner. Working on your mind, getting information. I've often said this statement, never go to bed with the same information you had when you woke up from the bed. Let your pillow feel that this head has something new. Learn every day. You can't have 24 hours and you can't even read a chapter of a book. And when I say a chapter of a book, I don't mean your academic books, you are doing accounts or engineering. No. That's one is academic. I'm talking about books that are in line with your values and your goals. Why do you want to be in a relationship when you have never read anything about love? How do you even know that you caught the right feelings? An average person is just aimlessly living through life. Anything that is going to produce great results is based on knowledge. That's why, even in great companies or great nations that want to do great things, before they can venture into anything, there must be a research. How are we going to do this thing? Is it viable? What chances do we have that this thing doesn't work? What are we going to need? You count the cost before you get into it. If you are getting into your 20s, what does it mean to be 20? Some people are 25 and they still call their mother, Mama, Mama, but you have not accepted that you have grown. When I turned 20, I told myself I will never ask anything from my mom, my dad, my siblings. I'm the last born at home. I will never. And it was a vow to myself. And I lived to that vow. And I'm yet to go back and ask my mother or my father for anything, or my brothers or my sisters for anything. I made a vow and I began to study. What does it take to be successful? Where is money in this life? I discovered that money is where you create value. So the first point that I gave you, it's a point from me. I don't teach the things that are just, hey, you read somewhere. No, it is my life experiences. When you create value, there will be a flow of money. Money is called currency. Currency flow. Money flows where there is value. When you create value, money flows. iPhone 17 just came out. People are buying the iPhone 17s. How much are they costing? Equivalent of about 35,000 pula. 40,000 for the 2 terabytes. 40,000 for just one orange phone. It's somebody's car. It's somebody's salary of the whole year. And somebody can buy it. But Apple has created value, an ecosystem that makes someone to say, I'm moving from iPhone 15 to iPhone 17. And they don't mind to do that. If there is a product in the market, there will be customers. Be a lifelong learner. Never approach any assignment or anything in life with common sense. Common sense is not common. If you approach things with common sense, you will get common results. You want a great marriage, a great career, a great life? I did a video. For those of you who don't follow me yet, I'm on TikTok. If you are not following me, you are doing yourself injustice. BF_Rams, find it. Or BF Rams, find it. I do my random thoughts every day. The random thought I'm going to post tomorrow, I recorded it earlier. The one that I'm going to post tomorrow, I said, in the near future, some of your life areas are going to be a great priority, whether by choice or by consequences. You can choose to live a healthy life, or the doctor can tell you you are dying. You need to take care of yourself. You can choose to be financially educated, or poverty can tell you and put you under pressure that you need to make money. And you realize that I need to pay school fees. Don't let life teach you to make the right decisions. Decide by yourself. You know, when life teaches you, it's like a person in the doctor's office and the doctor says, sir, you need to lose 20 kg. Your BMI is not looking good. Your blood pressure is not looking good. You need to lose 20 kg in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, see? But when you were to lose the weight by yourself, you could have even been losing 2 kg per month because you were intentionally making your choices. Don't let life make you to decide what to do in life. Finally, point number 5, how do I live an authentic life? Build meaningful relationships. People are like elevators, ladies and gentlemen. They either take you up or they take you down. They are never neutral. Don't allow anyone in the space of your life that is not adding value. You pick relationships based on the value you want to add and the person that you want to be. Don't just have sympathetic relationships. I grew up with her. So, so, homeboy. So, every time you meet, you are just talking about the good old days. Hey, man, primary. We are 35. You are talking about something of how old? Man, I also told her, ever since you got a job in the city, you are better than us. My life does not allow. Can I say this as brutal as I can? Some of you don't have to go back to your home villages. Yeah. But because you want to walk on the sand again, go high. And I'm not saying for everyone. There are some of you have to go back. But there are some of you, no one in your village, nothing of that village is speaking to you. So don't feel funny when you don't have to go there. My grandfather, Ramogapi is from Molepolole, Asia. Kimokwen went to Mahalape and then ended up establishing himself in Serowe. And then that's where he came from and married my grandmother, who is Kalanga. So I got a little bit of Kalanga in me. That's why I'm intelligent. Anyway, I'm yet to see a Kalanga person who is not intelligent. We are all the people that were racially abusing us on social media the other day, God will see them. So my grandmother is Kalanga. And then my dad happened to get a job in Palape in his young age. And then got married to my mom. And they established in Palape. We were born and raised in Palape. I don't even I don't think I've ever stayed more than a day in Serowe. Much more, Palape Serowe is closer. So you go for the wedding, you stay overnight, you go back home. And then I'm now established in Gaborone. When I'm asked gore ke tswa kae, we used to say it this way. Ke tswa ko Serowe Phalape. Ke tswa Serowe Phalape. Ke tswa Serowe Phalape. Ke tswa Serowe Phalape. Me a ke itse peka Serowe. Like till today, I only know ko Gotenyana. I don't know the other words tsa ko Serowe. I don't know anybody there. So I would say ke tswa ko Phalape. If my children now come up and you ask my children, Zoe, o tswa kae? Okay, they say ba tswa ko Phalape. But they've never spent even a month ko Phalape. Sometimes they come very restaurant go squealing. Had the lina la khosana na ke mang. Daddy, what is khosana? I don't know. I don't even know khosana role. So potso ke gore le tswa kae? No, I don't know. O tswa ko decide leng go nna teng. So I could say ke tswa ko Molepolong because my grandfather was from there. But we long changed and said le tswa ko Serowe. But my father is from Phalape. Why are you attached to things that are not giving you meaning? Build authentic relationships. There are 3 relationships you must have: your superiors, your colleagues, and your below people. Everyone needs these 3 relationships in life. You must have somebody you look up to, somebody you are accountable to. You must have colleagues that you live life together. You are at the same level. You inspire each other. You correct each other. You just have fun together. And then you must have somebody that you are pouring yourself into. There is a knowledge you have that somebody needs it and somebody can benefit from it. When you believe in yourself, you will know that you are not an ordinary person. Don't think your knowledge, your wisdom is ordinary. Somebody can benefit from you. Everyone must have a protege in life. Everyone must have a mentor. Everyone must have colleagues that they relate with. The kind of people you have will decide the destiny that you're going to have. They will decide the future you will have. It is said that when an ordinary person thinks of, say, farming, when an ordinary person is thinking of farming, the first thing that comes to them is, I have to get land, find seeds and plow, da 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 da. But when a successful person is thinking of farming, they will think of, who can I collaborate with? I don't have to have the land. Somebody can have the land. I have the idea. Somebody can have the skills. So success is about building teams. Success is about building teams. I don't have to be skilled in agriculture for me to have a farm that is blossoming, and I just have to build the teams, the relationships with people. In my random thoughts of today, I spoke about making time for people that have made time for you, that have sacrificed for you. Learn how to build relationships, how to nurture relationships. No man is an island. Whether you like it or not, there are moments you're going to need somebody. This idea of being proud, I don't need anybody. There are things that are beyond money. There are things that are beyond your ability to pay for anything. There are moments you need to sit with people and just sitting there together, watching TV or having some braai or going on a trip, the holiday. Just being with these people that gets you. Know how to build relationships. And finally, take responsibility of your actions if you want to live an authentic life. Take responsibility of your actions. Own your decisions. Stop blaming. You make mistakes, correct yourself. Take responsibility of your actions. No blame, no making excuses. If my mother had been there, if my dad had been there when I was growing up, I would not have these issues of absent father, da 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 da. No. Take responsibility. How long are you going to use that excuse? How long are you going to use that excuse? The government this, the government that. Even your own mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. It is up to you to decide how you are going to respond to your mistakes. Are you going to use your mistakes as a stepping stone or a stumbling block? Once in a while, we do foolish things. You can be married for 25 years and you see one girl and you flirt with her. Make some stupid decisions in your finances. You can't just give up and say, if not for the money I invested that time and nothing came out of it, my finances will be different. Please, heal and move on. take responsibility, and live an authentic life. I think I am done right here. Okay. All right. So, what am I supposed to do now? I'm done. I should go? No? Questions? Okay. Let's do that in the next 15 minutes. We are out of time. If anybody has a question or a comment or a realization, an awakening, whatever it is, this is your time, your moment. Is there anybody with a question? Is there anybody with a comment? Nobody. All right. Yes, sir. There are no microphones, so you can. Okay, that's Dexter. Some years ago, when the premier back in the days, I used that statement that don't do today what you don't want discovered tomorrow. Only great people are investigated of their past. So while you are still young and you are making young decisions and young mistakes, be careful that you don't leave terrible skeletons behind. And then tomorrow, when you decide to put your life together and you become the first female president, we discover that you did not get your degree by right, but by fight. And then now they bring it out and there are receipts to prove that you didn't really get your degree. And it tarnishes everything you have worked to be, you know. So don't do today what you don't want discovered tomorrow. Thank you so much, sir. Any other question or comments? If there is any, all right. Yes, sir. Oh, all right. Really? That'll be wonderful. Let's make it happen. Thank you for coming, sir. And thank you for inviting him. Awesome. Is there any other? All right, nothing. So we're going to be having, I'm taking your job, right? Don't worry. We're going to be having, my wife is going to be doing an event on the 8th of November at Enko Boto by Block 7 on turning your potentials into results. Did she do a giveaway of tickets last time? She did. So I don't have to do another one. I have to. I have to do another giveaway. Oh, so, well, since none of you asked any questions, there were only two people that spoke, I will give to the two. That's for him. Just take it back. The owner will find it. Just take it back and back. Do you have another one to give to the lady who invited this gentleman? What's your name, sir? CPT. All right. Do you have another ticket? Is there another ticket? No? You oh, okay, we'll find a ticket for her. Freddie, they will give you a ticket, all right? And then for wherever you are sitting, I heard that there is a ticket somewhere under any of these seats. Maybe it's your seat. Look for your seat. Check. If the chair that has the ticket has nobody, why, tough luck. Please don't check any other chair except yours. Don't check any other chair except yours. Is there anybody who found anything? No. Okay, so but there is a seat with a ticket. If no one is sitting on it, tough luck. Where? Who found it? Where? Oh, you were not checking. So, yeah. Okay, that's a good one. So she got herself a ticket. Next time when you are coming and you sit down, scrutinize your seats. So you come early, you check all the seats, and then You sit on that one pretending you don't know, but you know that it's under. I doubt they will use the seat thing next week, but we'll find a way around it. So come for the event, invite your friends, let them be a part of the turning your potentials into reality at Anchor on the 8th of November. All right? So, yeah, get the tickets. What's the number for getting the tickets? Huh? Or you can reach her, find her after this meeting, and then she will direct you how to get your tickets. Thank you very much. See you next week. We'll be talking on some other important things around the issues of purpose and authentic living. Right? Thank you. Bless you.